We're taught from the second we can crawl that winning is everything. It's the podium, the gold medal, the moment everyone finally looks at you and says, "You're enough." It's the validation that all the pain, all the early mornings, and all the sacrifices actually meant something. But what if I told you winning wasn't worth it? There is a niche story called 100 Meter, and it strips away every lie we've ever been told about success. The story follows a young sprinter named Togashi, and through him, we see that the finish line isn't a reward, it's a dead end. Now you're probably thinking, how the hell is winning not worth it? Chapter 1. The 10-second cage. Think about your life. You have years to make mistakes, years to find out who you are. Togashi doesn't. He has 10 seconds. If he runs a 10.1, he's a prodigy. If he runs a 10.3, he's a nobody. Imagine the mental toll of knowing that your identity, your entire reason for existing, lives in a window of time shorter than a single conversation. We see this in other sports anime like Blue Lock all the time. Characters like Isagi and Rin talk about devouring others to become the best. They make the ego look cool. They make it look like a weapon. But 100 Meter shows you the aftermath of that ego. It shows you what happens when you devour everyone else and realize you're still empty. It's not a power fantasy, it's a study on what happens when being the best becomes a cage you can't escape. Chapter 2, The Loneliness of the Track. In this story, there is no power of friendship. On the track, there are no teammates to pass to, no one to blame when you lose. It's just you, the lane, and the sound of your own heartbeat, which sounds more like a ticking bomb than a pulse. But Togashi isn't alone in this cage. Enter Nishi in Blue Lock. A rival is someone who makes you better, someone you devour to reach the next level. But Nishi doesn't want to make Togashi better. He wants to consume him. Nishi represents the purest, most dangerous form of talent. He doesn't care about the medals or the fame. He only cares about the shiver he gets when he's at his limit. He is the mirror that shows Togashi exactly what he's becoming, a man who has traded his humanity for a faster time on a stopwatch. Chapter 3. The Success Trap. Here's the truth nobody tells you about being at the top. Once you win, the only thing left to do is lose. In Blue Lock, the ego is a flame. In 100 Meter, the ego is a parasite. The art style isn't meant to look clean or heroic. When Nishi and Togashi face off, it's meant to look desperate. It shows us the moment where you realize you've traded your youth and your sanity for a fraction of a second of relevance. Nishi isn't just a rival, he's a warning. He is what happens when you stop running toward a goal and start running away from the fear of being ordinary. Winning doesn't fix your head, it just gives you a higher pedestal to fall from. Togashi isn't a freak of nature because he's fast. He's a freak because he's the only one honest enough to admit that he's terrified of the thing he's best at. He runs because he has to, because if he stops, he doesn't know who he is anymore. Most people want to be seen. Togashi? He just wants the noise to stop. But in a world obsessed with winners, the noise only gets louder. The faster you go, the cost. We're obsessed with aura. We worship the people at the top of the podium. But 100 Meter asks a question most of us are too scared to answer. If your best self only lasts 10 seconds, who are you for the rest of your life? Success isn't the cure, it's the cost. And until you realize that, you're just another person running in a circle.